How well Star Citizen 4.5 runs on my triple 4K screen setup. One thing I'm constantly being asked is what sort of frame rates I get on my triple 4K setup. So now that I have the new setup up and running and Star Citizen 4.5 is out with the Vulkan updates, I thought I would make a video about it. This isn't going to be a thorough scientific test since there are people doing those things. Just quick and dirty test to see how things work in different places, few comparisons to 4.4, and also a quick test to compare the performance to a single 4K screen. And yes, I know CIG also added the support for VR. Currently, I just want to build fun stuff for my cockpit and experience the games that way. VR is not a priority for me right now. If I ever get my hands on a proper AR set that works with Star Citizen and lets me see my cockpit, I'll give it a go. Also, my computer specs are in the description. So, let's get going. So, this is how things are going to work. I'll be playing on my setup with all the 3 screens. Also, I'm going to capture the image from the middle screen with a video capture device and record it on an external PC. I'm using NVIDIA's overlay for this. Probably not the state-of-the-art solution here, but should be good enough for a rough test like this. And here are my settings. I tried to make them as close to 4.4 settings as I used as I was able to, but not my area of expertise. And while doing this video, I realized that there might be possibilities to increase these without major effects on performance. More about that later. If you have any tips, let me know in the comments. Also, if you're new to Star Citizen, don't forget to use a referral code when registering. Mine is in the comments with the link. But let's get started with more mundane basic tests before the interesting ones. Mucking around in Arena Commander or just doing space combat in AC shows quite nice frame rates. Though it naturally depends on your perspective. If you're under 20 esports professional with reflexes of a small squirrel and your eyes start bleeding if you look at the screen below 200 Hz, this is not it. But for a middle-aged space cat like me, happily gaming on my 60 Hz screen, this is enough. But once you bring in any clouds, the performance tanks clearly. As it always has been. Still playable for me. The story is still same on the PU side with most of the gameplay. Flying through a jump gate is okay enough and actually quite nice experience with the screen area. Space combat works pretty well. And same goes to actually flying around space stations, even around Crusader, and also walking around the stations. It would be nice to be able to keep the FPS at 60 all the time, but I can live with this, and hopefully things will get better with more optimization. Before more interesting findings, well, at least for me, exiting Lorville Labs has always been one of my favorite places to tank the FPS, and it doesn't disappoint me now either. Small improvement, but that might be due to settings. But as far as I understand, this patch should not bring any major Vulkan optimizations yet. Horizon has always been another demanding place and still continues to be that. But interesting thing here is the comparison to single 4K screen. It seems that this area is more taxing to my, well, a bit old CPU, and having only one screen doesn't bring any improvements. So based on this, there might be a lot of graphic settings that I could actually turn up at this point. Levski fly-through changes this a bit, and the single 4K screen performs a bit better here. But once we're inside the Levski landing zone, it's basically the same story as with Horizon. So, where does this leave with the question in the video's title? And the answer really depends. For some people, this might not be enough, and that's perfectly valid position. In my case, I love my hobby. designing and building fun stuff and playing simulators with them. I'm not a competitive player and my setup lets me to enjoy my stuff like I'd want to. So from my perspective, Star Citizen 4.5 is perfectly playable on triple 4K screens. Also, if there will be any major optimizations in the future, or I'll upgrade my CPU someday, I'll make new videos about this topic too. Hope you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope to see you next time.